Greetings, everyone out there. Before I get into my third speech, I just want to let you know one thing. I came to class this day, Monday, my Toastmaster class day, and I was supposed to be an evaluator for the second speaker. However, the second speaker didn't show up that day, so I thought to myself, this might be a great time to do my next speech. Basically, I heard a voice in my head from a big brother mentor of mine saying, never pass up the opportunity to speak. So I did that. I went ahead and volunteered to fill in that slot, even though I had no speech pre-planned, no prior notice, nothing. I didn't have nothing written out, didn't have time to audition, practice for it, or anything of the nature. So I sat there and jotted down some quick notes while everybody was talking, doing their icebreaker speeches and stuff like that. While the first speaker went up and gave their speech, I'm sweating, getting a little bit nervous, writing stuff down, trying to get it together. And then I delivered this speech right here.
So Luak is going to come up and give this impromptu speech, and I've given him a few words of advice on things that you should watch out for, but he's a great speaker, and I think you guys will enjoy what he has to say.
Please, one more time for AJ. I am because we are. We are because I am. So please repeat that with me. I am.
I am.
Because we are.
Because we are.
We are.
We are.
Because I am.
Because I am.
Thank you. Greetings, everyone, fellow honored Toastmasters and honored guests. It is my pleasure to be here this evening. My speech this evening is going to be on health and transformation. And I would like to just take a journey with you guys down the path to, let's say, summertime. Summertime last year. It's about 5 p.m. I'm outside at a barbecue. My children are running around, having a good time. Other children are running around, having a good time. We've been there before, right? If you've been there before, raise your hand. Barbecue, having a good time, enjoying yourself, having a Corona. Your ex is looking better and better after every Corona. You're starting to forget why y'all broke up. Am I right? You've been there, right? Okay. So that was my situation about a year ago. I'm sitting there with my Corona in my hand. My daughter's running up to me, Daddy, 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 I want another hamburger. I'm like, okay, I get it. We go get the hamburger for her. Having a good time, gave her the hamburger. Next thing you know, I'm getting a couple of pages on my phone. So I'm like, okay, get to the phone. It's my sister. I'm like, oh, it's my sister calling me. I'm like, oh, okay. Put the Corona down, answer the phone. Sean, what's going on? What's going on? You right? And it's not my sister. It's my niece, her daughter. Uncle Lulap, Soraya died. My other sister. This immediately threw me into, I didn't even know what to do. I'm sitting at the barbecue. I get this phone call. I thought I was having a good time. Next thing you know, I go from cheesing and smiling, thinking I'm gonna get some, to boo-hoo-hoo coming down my face. And my ex-girl, she knows my sister, so I told her, and we both ran outside. We just hugging and crying and stuff like that. We was outside for a good minute. When I finally got the fullness of the story and things of that nature, I found out, the doctors didn't even know why she passed away. She was in the hospital for like a good 2 months before she passed away, going through all kind of tests and needles and all kind of procedures. They had no idea what they were doing because they didn't know what she had. So they were just experimenting with her, trying all kind of different things, My sister was only 20 years old when she passed away. You know what I mean? So to me, that felt like why? I didn't understand that. So I did the same thing I did when my grandmother passed away. Instead of crying about it, boo-hooing for my rest, months and years and stuff like that, I just asked myself, well, okay, what can I learn from this situation and where can I go from this point on? At this point, I said, okay, I'm going to do something similar to what I did when my grandmother passed away. My grandmother passed away. I stopped eating all meat because I found out that that's what gave my grandmother the cancer. Some of that and some other things as well. So I cut back a lot of things. So for my sister, I figured somebody who was, not saying closer to me, but somebody who was just had a great impact on my life, you know. So I said, okay, what can I possibly do to try to benefit from this loss? That's when I went ahead and decided to do this transformation. So from this September 1st to December 1st, I did a 90-day transition, a 90-day transformation, a 90-day experiment, a 90-day detox, where I gave up 7 things. These 7 things were all cooked foods, all television, all music, all cursing, all drugs, I was only smoking at the time, all drinking, and sex for 90 days. I don't know about you, but that was crazy. Did you hear what I just said? I gave up those 7 things, all cooked foods. All I knew was cooked foods. All I knew was television and watching movies. And I'm an R&B fanatic. All I do is listen to music all the time, things of that nature. So I had to figure out how to readjust and readjust rapidly, because I totally did not want to fail this transformation. I felt like my sister was looking at me from the heavens. So I had to do what I had to do, so at least I can say to myself, I've benefited from someone in my family who's passed away. I'm not into making the same mistakes over and over and over, so I like to learn mistakes, whether it's from myself or from those people around me. If you made a mistake and you shared it with me, brother, I'm gonna learn it, and I'm gonna do my best to not go through that same error. So during this time of 90 days, you know, it came kind of quick, so I had to learn rapidly what to do in these 90 days. I had to learn how to make raw foods. I had to learn what to do instead of watching TV and listening to music all the time, which kind of drove me a little bananas at first, so I started listening to a bunch of motivational speakers. I listened to motivational speakers and language learning CDs the whole 90 days. In addition to that, you know, of course, the no sex thing, that was another thing that I totally was not used to. I could barely go 9 hours without sex, let alone 90 days without it. So I had to redo a lot of readjusting. I learned to meditate. I learned to get in tune with myself. Started doing some qigong and yoga so that I can, again, learn to benefit from this loss that I was going through. Now, I'm sure I'm not the only one that's had a loss before, and somewhere in time, we've all gone through a transformation, am I right? You've gone through a transformation? If you have, let me see those hands for a second, all right? Thank you, so I know I'm not the only one. So, with this in mind, I just want all of you to know, I took the time to learn what to do through my sister's loss, this 90-day transformation, and in this time span, I took notes every single day on what this transformation did to me, did for me, and where I am today. Where I am today because of the transformation is, I now have a book called The Awakening, my 90-day journey through transformation and how you can do it too. It wasn't that difficult. But the main thing that I remember the most about it, what kept me on track was, if you want something bad enough, you will find a way to do it. If you don't want it bad enough, you'll make excuses. Thank you, Toastmasters. Yeah, that speech was a little emotional. A lot of people thought that that was a very emotional speech, took you for an emotional roller coaster ride. However, it is a true story. It really touched me in a lot of different ways. However, it's not what I'm here to tell you right now. Basically, I want you to check out the evaluator and how he evaluated my speech.
Luak gave a very touching speech, and I just want to say thank you, Luak, for sharing that with us. That was very touching, and I do want to, I want to apologize for your loss, and it's good to see that. Whereas most people would take that and go a destructive route, you actually went the opposite direction and empowered yourself. So I'm really proud of you for doing that.
Thank you.
As for your speech, overall with your speech, what I like about it is that you really do speak from the heart. And it doesn't feel like you're rehearsing anything, or it doesn't feel stilted. So that's one aspect that I like is you definitely just kind of how to wing it. You know how to just come up and just tell the story. Which I want to segue into that is you're a good storyteller. Like I like the part in the beginning when you were like setting up the scenery, like the barbecue, and you're very so detail oriented that like you can visualize the smell of the barbecue, the kids running around and all that. So I like that. So keep on doing that. So you have a knack for creating like vivid imagery when you tell your story. I also like and I know this was just this comes natural to you, but when you were talking about your sister and how she passed away, you kind of went more somber, and I like the way how you vary your emotional state and your tone of speech when you're kind of telling the story. So that also kind of enhances the message you're trying to send. And you're also, of course, very good at engaging the audience. So when you walk around and you're looking at Bruce, and you're talking one-on-one with Bruce, and then you go and you're talking one-on-one with Mr. Kenneth. That's also one way to keep everyone engaged into the speech. And then also you employed good speech structure, which you had a proper introduction, and then you went to the body of your speech, and then you properly concluded it. So good job on that. Other than that, I have to say you did a very good job. There was one instance where you said, "You know what I'm saying," and that's okay. You only said it one time, but try to avoid using filler words.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you, Lou.
Thank you. This is Toastmaster Lou coming to you live again. Just wanted to let you know, Toastmasters is a great place for me and for a lot of people out there to come and learn how to practice your speaking. As you can see, the evolution from my first speech to my second speech to my third speech, I feel like I'm getting much better and better and better. Especially to sit there and deliver a spontaneous speech that I totally did not plan for. So keep that in mind. You can do it. Come on down to Toastmasters and give it a try. Peace.